Okay, Pastor Tim. I sorry, I'm kind of busy, so I recorded this presentation in English, but the PowerPoint is still written in Chinese. But I think you can understand. So this is a briefing about our church expansion, to church building. So the first page is talking about giving the congregation understand about the challenge of building a project in Bay Area. The first sentence here basically talking about this very expensive Bay Area. I mean, unless of God's grace and the miracle, so that we can really achieve building a church. Average 5 to 20 years. A lot of church 5 to 20 years waiting. A lot of criteria, location, parking, traffic, neighborhoods, cities permits, public hearing, planning, review, and then the structure of the building permit and the safety, and so forth. And the finance requirements, fundraising, and then borrow the money, and also if possibility maybe, but it's very low for church. That's bank usually don't lend the money to church because we don't have a steady, stable income. So we need to go through many challenges, and then very important is the church congregation have to be unity and faith, and also the long-term vision to approve, and then also have a construction project contractor. A lot of challenge. Basically, it's not easy. The reason I bring this page up is let everyone to understand, appreciate, and then about the opportunity we got it. So the story, we are in 2278 right now with MBC together. And after we move out from SRPC, we're using 2260, as you all know. And then 2272 was Stan Lin, the eldest friends, Sandy Shi, who is a Christian, is a very good Christian, and a pretty well financial set Christian. She tried to build a children education over here, but the plan did not come true. So within this area, it's very suitable for church. They have a four church here. Us, Wellspring, Dominic's Church, and what is church? Seventh Day Adventist Church. So it's very surprised they come to us. Very, very surprised. So we are under a very good environment. We have less hurdle, less challenge to build a church here. So the whole process has been gone through the seller proposal, feasibility study, financially and architecture-wise, and then financial analysis and the council review, and then everybody can have a consensus to about the buying purchase pricing, and then council agree, and then we do the final check through architect, make sure the building is suitable, can be expanded as a sanctuary, and then we give an offer agreements with some contingency, and then right now we're on the stage to congregation vote. And then after the vote finish, then we are waiting for all the contingency remove, make sure everything is no problem. Then we're going to be escrow finish process. Once the escrow finish process finished, then we're going to take over. After take over, and then we start kick off the remodeling. And then from remodeling to the really start to use, we're hoping maybe middle of 2022. Ideally, but cannot expect it, cannot predict it. I don't know how long it's going to take because lately a lot of inflation, material, contractors hard to find, and so forth. So let's see how far we can go. Anyway, so far it's pretty smooth. Okay, God's grace is amazing. Not much challenge, and so it's quite doable. All right, so we are here waiting for the congregation approval. And then this is the original building 2272 floor plan like this one. It's for a big area. And this is pretty much symmetric mirror from the 2278. Okay, so ideally we move one big portion out, empty, vacant, and it becomes sanctuary. So we have one sister who's architect from the Pleasanton Tri-Valley Church, our sister church, and she is amazing. After we understand the very important, the housing, the building, very important, the things we care, showstopper, let me put it this way, the beam and the column or post. All right, so they have 3 pins, 1, 2, 3, the red dash line, and the post, the metal post to support the whole roof, whole structure. These 2 cannot be moved. Okay, once you move, there's a lot of problems. Financial structure problem, and then the money budget. So she drew this line here, very creative, allowed one post on the right side. The entrance is here, 2 doors. So very different from 2260. And then expand the bathroom, toilet, 2 more. Then should be good enough for. And then remaining part you can use as a storage or the fellowship, whatever, lobby. And anyway, this is a preliminary plan. So, but it could be basically this is give us a peace of mind that it's doable. This building we can expand it. All right. So, whoops. So the purpose of this construction, we try to tell the congregation that we should have a vision. So this is talk about vision, the goal. The vision is we try to have a long-term goal. We are not building for only Chinese. We should have our Chinese, Asian, and then the multiple different people, different ethnics, whoever want to come over here to, knowing God, and then we can spread the gospel. That's our mission. Very simple. So we try to use a very cost-effective way to improve it, and then we can maximize the performance. And we are not looking for luxury, but very practical usage. And hopefully it's multiple purpose, sanctuary. And then for the Chinese, Asian, or next generation Asian, like you guys, or every other people, different nation people, they can come over here. Okay, that's the goal and vision. So this is a picture of 2260. Everybody know it. And then the financial consideration, 2278, when was DCBC bought it 7 years ago. We spent $1 million. Thank God that's right now is $1.95 million of value here. Okay, so we remaining $300K of the mortgage. And we also have $500,000 of the church building fund. And we have almost have $500,000 of the operation budget. Cash flow over there in the bank. So this is for the bank, for the building. So if we buy 2272, then we put this money in as a down pay, okay? And then which means we need to, if the both building will be same value, then we need to borrow about $1.46 million as a loan. So I asked Fremont Bank, say, hey, can we refi as one loan? So that they say okay, and then the equity, the value versus against the loan value, it's pretty much very good, 45%. So it's meet the bank requirement. And the other part is we really thank God that Fremont Banks allow us to continue, because DCBC was given a very good credential for 6-7 years. So we have good relationship with Fremont Bank. So financial, we don't need to fundraising. It's pretty much kept down payment should sufficient enough. And then this $500,000 we're going to be used for the remodeling. Okay, and it is a financial mortgage. So once we $1.78 million mortgage, it's about $8,000 of the monthly mortgage. Within that, if you break down, that is $5,700 of the interest, and the principal is 22. So compare this picture against to the one we lease SRPC is $5,000 a month plus 5% increase annually. This is pretty much offset what we pay on the interest to the bank. So it's a good investment deal. If we continue to stay SRPC, this money is gone. And over here, we continue to build our equity. So I think it's pretty a wise investment. So architecture-wise, remodeling-wise, we talk about hopefully the basic stuff. This $300,000 will remove. Change door, change partitioning, drop ceiling, remove, painting, lighting, city permit, engineering, the architect, all the cost. Hopefully within $300K we can finish. And then of course bathroom need to expand it, okay? And then the housing, the building structure need to reinforce, basically change from office to public assembly. That part depends. They need to do the structural engineer can give some more idea. Really depends on our application, how many people we want to apply to the city permit. The higher number, the more structure reinforcement is required. So, and then the HVAC maybe need to enhance as well, because the more people you have, the sanctuary need to more strong HVAC. That's required, but it's not necessary, because that the architect on top of that building have four HVAC, so each corner have one. So if he draw in the diagonal lines, if you go back here have ones, here is one, here is one, here is one. So the way the architect partitioning this one is perfectly these three HVACs on top. Hopefully we don't need to change anything, add additional one or change the different higher powered HVAC. Okay, so that is give the picture about, could be swing between 300K to 700K. Okay, finish the project. All right, so that's what we need to do. I encourage all the congregation to pray for the church and believe this is God's guidance, and we can unity to build this God's home. All right, Hebrews 11:6. Thank you. All right, so this is any question, call me.